So, you're probably wondering what I'm doing out in the Arctic, right? Well, to make a long story short, I was on my way to Duel Academy to participate in one of their special events, but then the storm came along and trashed my boat. Afterwards, I was rescued by this guy in a submarine, and then he told me that most of my belongings were destroyed in the storm, including the deck and duel disk I intended to use at this event. I felt a bit sketchy about this guy, but then again, he just saved me from, well, drowning at sea, and he also provided me with some fresh clothes. Once we arrived on shore, he told me that I had to go to North Academy from here in order to get to Dual Academy. I was gonna call him out, but before I could do so, he throws a backpack at me. And then he tells me that there should be enough supplies in here to get me all the way to North Academy, along with a new dual disc and some booster packs to build a deck from, because you need at least a deck of 40 cards in order to enter North Academy. Before I could say anything else, he took off in a submarine, and here we are now. Well, with that little explanation out of the way, allow me to welcome you to the first episode of Blizzard Booster Rally. A rather fitting name, considering we'll be building a deck out of random cards from booster packs on the way to North Academy in the freezing cold. And as a bit of a challenge, I'm only going to take 2 cards out of each booster pack per episode. Though before we get started with our first booster pack, there was one card that the stranger ended up giving me before he took off in his submarine. And here it is, Neospace Connector. He is a level 4 light attribute warrior type monster with 800 attack and 1800 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 Neospatian monster or 1 elemental hero Neos from your hand or deck in defense position. You can tribute this card and then target 1 Neospatian monster or elemental hero Neos in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. You can only use each effect of Neospace Connector once per turn. I'd say this is a pretty decent monster with some good defense, and if we can come across an elemental hero Neos or a Neospatian on the way there, then that'll make this thing a whole lot better. Alright, so the first pack that we're going to be opening up is from the Dragons of Legends set. A lot of the cards in this set are fairly good, it just depends on what we're going to get, so here we go! Alright, so our first card is Magic Hand. A dark attribute level 4 spellcaster with 800 attack and 1600 defense, even though it looks like a machine type monster, but that's besides the point. When your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hand, except by drawing them or during the damage step, you can send those cards to the graveyard and inflict 800 points of damage to the opponent. You can only use this effect once while this card is face up on the field. It's got pretty decent defense and it can disrupt the opponent. I'd say this is a pretty good first pull. Oh wow! Well, I certainly know a friend of mine who's really going to like this next pull. Our second card is Guardian Iatos, a level 8 wind fairy monster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense. If you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can send 1 equipped spell card equipped to this card to the graveyard, then target up to 3 monsters in your opponent's graveyard and banish those targets. And if you do, this card gets 500 attack for each monster banished by this effect until the end of the turn. I highly doubt I'm going to keep my graveyard monster free, but that second effect could come in handy if I come across any equipped spells. Ooh, this one's one of my favorites, the counter trap card, Wiretap. When a trap card is activated, negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck. There's nothing else to say about this. This is really good for countering your opponent's trap cards. Oh boy, we just went from really good card to hot garbage. Next is the trap, Relay Soul. Special summon 1 monster from your hand. While it is face up on the field, you take no damage. But if it leaves the field, your opponent wins the duel. I don't like this card at all. It's complete trash. Well, it looks like we're ending off this pack on a meme. The quick play spell, Berserker Soul. When a monster you control inflicts 1500 or less damage to your opponent by a direct attack, discard your entire hand. You must have at least 1 card in your hand to do so. Excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is a monster card, send it to the graveyard. And if you do, inflict 500 points of damage to the opponent. Then repeat this effect up to 7 more times, or until you hit a non-monster card. If a non-monster card is excavated, place it on the top of your deck. You can only use 1 Berserker Soul per turn. Now, if my deck ended up being mostly monster cards, this could be a really fun card to finish off the opponent. Well, for the most part, we got some pretty decent cards, but if I had to choose 2 cards, definitely wouldn't be Relay Soul, and as fun as Berserker Soul would be, I think I'm going to take a pass on that. I think I'm going to definitely take Wiretap, and if I had to choose between Magic Hand and Guardian Iatos, I think I'll take Guardian Iatos. Jeez, even with 3 layers of clothing, I can feel that there's going to be a strong gust of wind passing through here. I'd better hold my ground. Yep, here it comes. Well, that wasn't too bad. It could have been a whole lot worse. I could be... Wait. Why am I only holding 2 cards? What happened to the rest of them? Oh, no. Well, on the bright side, I still have 2 cards left. But still, I wish one of them wasn't Relay Soul. Well, despite that unfortunate turn of events, what did you guys think of the cards I would have gotten? Would you have made the same choice as me, or would you have chosen differently? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Until then, this has been MetalGearBlaze, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Blizzard Booster Rally.